And I'm delighted to be here and to be with you, Mr. Minister. All of you, thank you very much for coming, because this is a conference that has been in the works for a while. Specifically to answer your question, Elliot, because I do think that it has been very clear as a result of the message from the President and from Secretary Pritzker that the United States wants to help because this has been such a shining star, kind of a mysterious and miraculous coming into being of a country that is able to put its past to work for its present, to be able to really see the deepest aspects of tradition to bring a country into the 21st century. And so I believe that the best way that we can help is with some very practical projects. And it was mentioned about public-private partnerships. I do sound a little bit like a crazy person when I'm described in terms of having too many different interests, but the bottom line is they all fit together. And as chairman of the board of the National Democratic Institute, we know that democracy is the best way for people to be able to participate in their own governments and to have a voice in what the future looks like. But democracy has to deliver. There's a very simple statement I make is people vote, but they also want to eat. And so the bottom line is that the economic development part of this is very important. And in order to have economic development, there has to be investment and the participation of the private sector. And you're a perfect example of public-private in terms of going from one to the other. And I think that what is essential is to be able to help in the training of the young people, as was mentioned, the huge numbers of young people that are in this country, to be able to find ways to have them active participants in what the new businesses are that will come in here. To some extent, that also means being able to provide an education that works towards that kind of employment, that gives people the skills to work in modern technology or modern businesses. And so what we do, we hope we're going to be able to do this through PNB NAPIO, is to help in partnership with the private sector to train people towards that kind of employment. That part will be very important. I think also we can help in terms of the way that Secretary Pritzker and you, Mr. Minister, laid out the necessity of a government program in terms of improving the tax structure, investment codes, regulations that make it possible for countries and businesses to come in here and feel secure. Secure in terms of some not arbitrary laws, but ones that people can follow. The private sector wants to be here, but it definitely needs to have that kind of context where there is a sense that things will not change again tomorrow. So the combination of public and private, of the desire to employ the young people, and, if I might say, to bring more women into both business and the government. What is remarkable here is you have more women ministers than most countries do. It's really good for you. And I think that it's very important to have women in business also. Amal, it's always good to see you here. And I think that what we need to do is encourage women and youth to be able to have economic empowerment, have a background in science and technology, education, and then I think also Partners for a New Beginning can help a lot in terms of educational exchanges. I was fascinated. The Prime Minister went to the University of Minnesota. It's good. And so I think that we need to do more of that, and that's how I think we can help.